Have you ever been surprised when your ex suddenly reappears in your life wanting to reconnect? These unexpected encounters can stir up a whirlwind of emotions. You might feel a rush of confusion, a surge of anger, a wave of uncertainty, or even a glimmer of hope. But why does an ex return after a breakup? Well, the reasons can vary. Sometimes they might realize they've made a mistake, or they miss the comfort and familiarity of the relationship. Other times they might be seeking closure or trying to rekindle the flame. The key thing to remember is that it's normal to have mixed feelings about your ex's return. It's a complex situation that can trigger a range of emotions. But with clear boundaries in place, you can navigate this unexpected turn of events with grace and resilience. Handling an ex's return can be a complex process, but by setting clear boundaries, you can navigate this situation with grace and resilience. The first step in dealing with your ex's return is setting boundaries. Boundaries. They're like invisible lines that define the limits of our personal space and set the tone for our interactions with others. When an ex comes back into your life, it's crucial to establish clear boundaries to ensure your emotional well-being isn't compromised. So, how do you go about setting these boundaries? Well, it's all about communication and assertiveness. You've got to be clear about what you're comfortable with and what you're not. It's okay to say no. It's okay to put your needs first. Maybe you're not ready for frequent contact, or perhaps you're uncomfortable with certain topics of conversation. Whatever your boundary may be, communicate it directly and respectfully. But remember, it's not just about setting boundaries, it's also about enforcing them. If your ex crosses a boundary, it's important to address it immediately. You might think, but isn't it harsh to set boundaries? Not at all. Setting boundaries isn't about pushing someone away, it's about creating a safe space for yourself. It's about controlling the dynamics of your interaction to prevent any unnecessary emotional distress. And here's a tip. Write down your boundaries. Having them in written form can help you stay firm and consistent. Remember, setting boundaries is about protecting your well-being and maintaining control over your life. By setting and enforcing your boundaries, you're taking a significant step towards handling your ex's return in a healthy and empowered way. Mixed feelings about your ex's return? You're not alone. This emotional whirlwind can have you spinning from joy to despair, from hope to fear, all in the blink of an eye. It's like a roller coaster that you didn't sign up for, but here you are, strapped in and unsure of how to navigate the ride. So how do you manage these conflicting emotions? First, acknowledge them. Recognize that it's perfectly normal to feel a mix of emotions, and it doesn't make you weak or indecisive. Journaling can be a helpful tool to express and understand these feelings. It's like having a conversation with yourself, a safe space to be honest and raw. Reaching out to friends or a therapist can also provide a sounding board for your thoughts. They can offer different perspectives and guide you through this confusing time. Remember, it's okay to feel conflicted. What matters is how you handle these emotions. Should you give your ex another chance? It's a tricky question. Life is not a linear path, and neither are relationships. They twist, turn, and sometimes loop back on themselves. When an ex re-enters your life, it's natural to question, should we try again? Reconciliation, however, is not a decision to be taken lightly. It demands careful consideration. After all, there were reasons for the breakup. It's crucial to ask yourself, have these circumstances changed? Are the issues that led to the split resolved, or will they just resurface? When it comes to rebuilding trust after a breakup, honesty is your best ally. Both parties need to be open about their feelings, their fears, and their hopes. It's not about blaming or dwelling in the past, but understanding it to build a stronger future. Consistency is another key element in trust building. Words are just words until they're backed by actions. It's not about grand gestures, but about showing up, being reliable, and proving through actions that you're committed to change. And finally, time. Healing and rebuilding trust take time. It's a process, not a destination. You can't rush it. There will be good days and bad days, but with patience and perseverance, trust can be rebuilt. Reconciliation is a personal decision, but remember, trust once broken requires work to rebuild. And it's a journey you must be willing to embark on, not out of desperation, but out of genuine hope and belief in a better relationship. Regardless of your decision, self-care is crucial during your ex's return. Now, self-care isn't just about bubble baths and pampering sessions, although those can indeed be part of it. It's about preserving and enhancing your well-being, and it becomes all the more important when dealing with the emotional roller coaster that can accompany an ex's return. First and foremost, you need to ensure you are eating well, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep. Your physical health is intrinsically linked to your emotional resilience. Next, consider practicing mindfulness or meditation. These techniques can help you stay present and not get swept away by what-ifs and should-haves. It's important to stay grounded in the here and now. Don't forget to lean on your support network during this time. Friends and family can provide a much-needed perspective and emotional support. And if you find that you're struggling, seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor can be incredibly beneficial. Now, let's talk about closure. Closure is a sense of resolution or end to a disruptive event or relationship. It's about coming to terms with the past so that you can move forward. And this can be achieved, irrespective of whether or not reconciliation occurs. If reconciliation isn't on the cards, closure might involve accepting that the relationship is over, understanding why it ended, and acknowledging the part you played in it. It's about learning from the experience and using it to grow and evolve. If you're considering reconciliation, closure might look a bit different. It could mean addressing the issues that led to the breakup in the first place, rebuilding trust, and starting afresh. But remember, reconciliation should only be considered if it's healthy and beneficial for both parties involved. In the end, your well-being is paramount. Prioritize self-care, seek closure, and remember, you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way.